so long since we had fun, so let's spend time in the sun. Bring your flippy flopso and prepare for lots of splash-o. All aboard the fun ship, come dance with your hippie hips. Guys, burger mi amore, sky ride, how I miss you so. Trips to Half Moon Cay, beaches take your breath away. Just do not forget to pack some sunscreen. Carnival, back to fun!
Welcome to Tuesday Travel Chat. I'm one of your hosts, Julia.
And I'm Bob. Welcome aboard.
And today, Bob Cook just got back from the very first cruise with Carnival's brand new ship, the Mardi Gras. We are going to get into all the details. We're going to take a look at some of his videos that he took, some of the pictures, his full breakdown of the ship. But first, a little bit of the news from this past week.
Okay, here we go with the news. First up is...
Well, it's been a big, crazy week.
Yes, it has. It's been absolutely nuts. First off, as Julia said, the Carnival Mardi Gras just finished her first cruise from the United States with guests. There were about 4,400 people on board. We'll go more into detail about that, but it was a great experience. So it was lovely. That was August 7th. They finished on Saturday, and I got off the ship and still haven't unpacked.
And on top of Mardi Gras, Carnival?
On top of Mardi Gras, many of their ships are coming back into service. Carnival has, I believe, 6 ships back out of Galveston, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Port Canaveral. And they're joined by Royal Caribbean, who is slowly rolling out their ships. The Allure sails this Saturday. The Odyssey has sailed. The Mariner of the Seas has done their test cruise. So there's a lot of cruises coming up between now and September 15th. I believe they expect to have 13 or 14 ships fully in service by the middle of September after they do their test cruise. They're also joined by MSC with the MSC Meraviglia, which has just finished its test cruise, and it starts its first sailing. Actually, it started its first sailing yesterday, the 9th. Forgot about that. It was the 9th. And that's going to be nice because that ship's coming up to Port Canaveral. And it's a spectacular, spectacular ship. NCL is going to be starting on August 15th. They've just won a lawsuit or a challenge against the state of Florida, in that they are now going to be allowed to require proof of vaccination. We think that issue is going to go back and forth for quite a while, but right now the courts say that NCL themselves can ask for proof of vaccination, and you do have to provide it or you cannot travel.
So, Bob, in addition to Carnival, which you just returned, they've got their two ships coming back August 7th. Also on August 7th, which was a very big day, NCL resumed its U.S. cruising with the Encore from Seattle to Alaska after finishing some testing.
Spectacular ship. I think that's the 4th ship sailing in Alaska. I know Holland America has a ship. I know Royal Caribbean has sailed. I think this is the 3rd or 4th ship that's gone. Princess will be coming on into the water, I think this week or next.
This is just all spectacular news. Just so many cruises back to sail last week. It's awesome news. In addition, Virgin. Finally.
Yes, Virgin. Scarlet Lady started her first cruise out of Portsmouth, England. Her first cruise in the United States is October 6th. This is going to be a fun ship. It is adult only. Very large, spacious cabins. I forget how many dining options. It's outrageous, but there's not an extra charge for any of them. And they are going to have, for the first time ever, a drag brunch. So that should be, I'll tell you, drag restaurants are opening all over. We have several here in Central Florida. They are wild. It's fun. And I think Virgin's going to take it to the next level. Richard Branson's never, ever cruised before. He's never been on a cruise ship. So he let his imagination go wild. You can even get a tattoo in the onboard tattoo parlor. So there's a lot of excitement about the Scarlet Lady and her sister ships. Well worth checking out, I think, especially if you want an adult-only, fun-oriented cruise.
And it doesn't stop with Virgin. Again, August 9th, yesterday, Disney resumed. Disney
Yes.
Cruises.
Disney Cruises, great for families. They sailed yesterday. I am not quite sure how they handled the vaccine issue. I was away last week, and I know there were emails going back and forth with clients. We had, I forget how many people sailing, and it just the protocols are changing. That's what I do have to say. One thing: no matter what you're doing for August, protocols are going to change. I sailed on the Mardi Gras no mask. August 7th, they had to have a mask. August 15th sailing, they had to have a COVID check pre-cruise. So
For
there's
sure.
a lot going on.
That's something to just be patient, know
Yes.
that things are going to continually change. Your travel advisor, though, is checking every morning
Yes.
for updates, checking each of those cruise lines, talking with the suppliers on a daily basis to make sure that you are always up to date. Now,
And just one more thing about that, if I can say
Yeah.
about the emails, make sure your travel advisor has your most current email that you look at every day, because we are now required to provide that to the cruise line along with a cell phone number. So make sure we have that information and it's in your passenger record if you're cruising in the next couple of weeks.
well, so that was just a little taste of how cruises have been resuming this past week. There's even more, but we just put some highlights. But now let's talk about Canada.
Well, Canada, after 16 or 17 months, has opened to non-essential travelers. You must be fully vaccinated. There were delays yesterday of 3 to 4 hours at the border. Those delays have actually been mitigated in one day. So Canada's open. So we have a lot of tours that you can do from Canada. You have our Rocky Mountaineer group that we love, Rocky Mountaineer trains. You can travel on Rocky Mountaineer now. Rocky Mountaineer out of Vancouver into the great northwest of Canada. So it's open, vaccinated only.
And exciting news for Elvis fans this week.
Yes.
Big event happening in Memphis, Images of the King World Championship. Our friends at Tribute Festival are just running some fantastic events there. We last week had a special edition of our Travel Chat Live where we talked exclusively about the Tribute Cruise featuring all kinds of Elvis favorites and a whole slate of amazing Elvis tribute artists. And that will be in February 2022. There are still a few spaces left if you want to hop on that cruise. That's on Royal Caribbean. But if you're around Memphis, if you're in Memphis, be sure to hit up this fantastic event that's happening by Tribute Festival. You can get more information on that at tributefestival.rocks.
Yes, it's held at the Clarion near the airport, and we do have, if you're interested in finding out more information about the cruise, we will have someone there Friday, Saturday. So stop on by.
Yes.
Get your Elvis on.
Okay. Well, that's it for the news portion today, but we're going to talk about Mardi Gras, which is so cool, Bob, because when I was a little girl, I remember the Mardi Gras and I remember all of the fun commercials. I mean, what Carnival was in the 80s, and it's just spectacular to see that she is back in a whole new body. Just re-enlivened. So let's see the road to how the new Carnival Mardi Gras has come back, and let's see how we've gone over these past couple years.
Certainly.
When Carnival Corporation ordered the cruise industry's first liquefied natural gas ships back in 2016, there was a lot of excitement. For Carnival fans, it promised to be a game changer, much like the launch of the original Mardi Gras, which first set sail in 1972. So imagine the excitement when we announced that our newest, largest, and most innovative ship would pay tribute to our original Fun ship.
Our friends at Carnival are excited to announce the name of the largest and newest ship.
And the name is...
What is it? Carnival Mardi Gras. I like that.
As construction began, all eyes were on her delivery date of 2020. The entire Carnival family of guests, employees, travel agents, and business partners awaited the birth of this huge baby. Port Canaveral got ready. The Carnival team was certainly getting ready. Ship features were announced, Emerald's Bistro, a stunning atrium, the ultimate playground, the French Quarter, new suites, and oh yeah, Bolt, the first roller coaster at sea. The excitement kept growing. And then, the cruise world stopped. More like, the world stopped. But that didn't dampen our fans' enthusiasm for the arrival of Mardi Gras. They kept waiting and hoping and waiting.
We're very excited about Carnival Mardi Gras. When we get her and we're cruising again, the world's gonna love the new Mardi Gras.
Finally, on May 21st, Mardi Gras departed Europe and headed to her home in Port Canaveral. And now, the day is here. Mardi Gras is home.
We've all waited for a long time for this day, and so we are thrilled and excited to welcome Mardi Gras finally to her home here in Port Canaveral. We've invested billions of dollars to reduce our environmental impact, and so we're very excited at Carnival Cruise Line that this ship, Mardi Gras, is the first ship in North America to bring this technology.
We just can't wait for guests to be able to get on board. We're so excited. She's beautiful, she's unique, she has something for everyone.
Mardi Gras' arrival is like the dawning of a new day. When you're at sea, nothing is more inspirational than seeing the sunrise out over the horizon. So after the darkness of the past year, Carnival is looking to a brighter future. Mardi Gras is here, her godmother is selected, her sister ships are getting ready, our crews are coming back, our ports, travel advisors, and business partners are hard at work. Our guests will soon be on board, and Carnival will get back to doing what we do best, giving our guests the fun vacation they want, need, and deserve.
I'm in that video. I didn't know that. I'm in that video. I saw myself. Really?
Bob, how cool is it to say that you were on that first sailing?
It is fantastic. The ship obviously had been generating a lot of excitement for a long time, but the excitement generated can't compare to actually having sailed on the ship. It was, I don't want to use the word spectacular. It was a new Carnival. I can say this ship is a game changer for Carnival. It's a game changer in the industry, especially with the liquid natural gas on it. Just one little aside on that. When we were traveling, I kept looking up at the funnel. I saw nothing coming out. Nothing coming out of the funnel.
Wow.
Nothing, not even a hint of shade. So, I mean, that was a spectacular thing in terms of environmental impact. So, everything from the minute you boarded the ship to getting to the cabin and just exploring. And I'm a cruise veteran. I have done hundreds of cruises, and I'm going to say this is the top 3 that I've done in the past 30 years.
That's an incredible statement, Bob. But hey, let's not keep everybody waiting any longer. Let's take a look at some of the photos and videos that you took on board and take us through, what you saw in that shot and what the environment was like.
Excellent.
So what do we have here?
What we have is, here's the Palm Restaurant. Now, this is a 2-story restaurant in the stern of the ship with the windows all along the rear. It's on deck 6 and deck 7. What I want you to notice is casual has been transcending the cruise industry. Look at the tables. What don't you see? You don't see white tablecloths. You see a wonderful family setting of the tablecloths. The china is really the china is great, well designed, but the ships, you don't have to sit there. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times that I've accidentally pulled a tablecloth because I thought it was my napkin, and I pulled it, and I'm like, oh no, okay, we're okay. But it's a much casual, more. This reflects a trend in dining that you're seeing in the out in the world.
Sure.
Casual but elegant, and that's what I can say. And spacious. You were not. I could sit back in my chair. I could go fully back, stand up at the table, and still not touch anyone behind me. Spaciousness is the key in the dining room.
Now, and
Some other
what
cruise
is
lines
this
could
the
learn.
main dining room? Are there
This is
multiple
the-
dining rooms?
There are multiple dining rooms. There's actually two dining rooms. Palm is the one for early or late dining, and the one you're assigned to if you choose a set dining. Flamingo is a dining room up on deck 7. No, it's on deck 6. That is for the anytime dining. Plus, what they've done is they've offered several other restaurants for the anytime dining where people can choose to eat in them. There's a Mexican Chinese restaurant. There's Emerald's has a little extra charge for it. A lot of people, this was very popular for breakfast. And this is right outside the deck, on deck 7, outside of the main dining room. So you
Okay.
see a lot of people eating cocktails.
Don't let me lose your train of thought as I pop
That's
through some
fine,
of
that's
these
fine.
photos. Yes.
That's fine. So Emerald, I'll just go back and forth if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Emerald's, though, is an a la carte restaurant, but breakfast is spectacular. It's a great New Orleans breakfast. But going back to the dining, there's the Chinese Mexican restaurant. There is the Cucino del Capitano. It is a restaurant where all of the recipes come from the families of the captains of Carnival going back 50 years. There are pictures of every ship, all the officers. Two things I found out interesting in there. 4 of the captains for Carnival actually grew up together. There's a picture of them as boys at the beach outside of Naples, and for in our industry, Kirk Neal is regional director for Carnival for the Southeast region. He worked on ships starting in the late 80s, and his picture's there too. He had to show it to me because I couldn't find him, but. So that is, and the food in there is spectacular. There's also Guy Fieri's, not the barbecue restaurant that is also part of the dine around experience. Then going to the free stuff, my ultimate personal favorite, bok bok, big chicken. Big chicken. I've eaten a lot of chicken in my time, a lot of chicken sandwiches. I have to say, I've never had a sandwich as good as at Big Chicken, which is Shaquille O'Neal's trademarked restaurant. There's 2 in the United States, and then and there's several on the other ships. This is spectacular. I had 12 during the course of the cruise. 12 sandwiches. It's that good. And Guy Fieri's burgers are really just as well too. This is a scene. This is a restaurant. I'm sorry. This is on deck 8. This is a coffee-like restaurant where you can pick up other specialties, some sandwiches. They sell specialty desserts here. So if you're just sitting in the central stage area, which is the central atrium, this is convenient. You can fill your coffee. Again, this is a game changer also. This is center stage. There is no straight promenade that you can get from one end to the other, except on the outside. This, you on deck 6, 7, and 8, you curve around it, but it brings you in. There's always something going on here. Music, performers, jugglers, entertainers. You're not always sequestered in the main theater. This is an area that just draws you in. And you sit in the back.
This reminds me of kind of the Aqua Theater area on some of the Royal Caribbean ships, where it's kind of part of the atmosphere of a main area as opposed to having to go into a theater.
Yeah, it's a little different than that because this is in the center of the ship. No matter what, you are going through it with something going on. It's where announcements were made by our kilt-wearing cruise director. A lot of the jewelry stores, a lot of the restaurants are off there. Teppanyaki and sushi restaurant is up off of there. The coffee restaurant, jewelry stores, things like that. Candy shop.
But are there organized shows there too?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
Organized shows. Performers will be there, jugglers, ventriloquists, very good, very, very high quality. This is the piano bar. This holds about 100 people.
Wow.
The pianist, nonstop performance. Everyone is involved. This was a venue that if you did not get online a half hour before it opened, you did not get a seat. People didn't get up and go to the bathroom on this room, but it's a gorgeous little room. Really nice.
Beautiful.
This is their Punchline Theater. They had 3 shows a night, G-rated, R-rated, and beyond with all the performers. Holds about 250, 260 people. If you're thinking of doing a meeting, this might be a room that's available during the day. But it's a beautiful room, and it's set off in the front of the ship as you're going towards the main theater. What you're going to find on this is you will probably also have to line up for that. They do have lines and cordons out there. I just want to say one thing about this room. On the last Thursday, Christine Duffy, the president of Carnival, the captain, and officers all went in there to sign a memorial book. 5 hours later, they hadn't finished. The line went from here, this is in the bow of the ship, it snaked through center stage, all the way back to Emerald's restaurant on the back of the ship. At first, Christine was writing to my dear friend John Smith, thank you so much. At the end, she goes, Christine Duffy. She had to.
Okay, what do we have here?
What we have is this is the view looking back to on the left you have Emerald's, on the right you have Fortune Teller Bar, which has drinks that smoke and bubble and all very cauldron like. Upper level is the Alchemy Bar, where that is more of the taking different flavors, different type things and mixing them into drinks you've never heard of. So this is on deck 7 is the Alchemy Bar, where you see the people. That is deck 6. That is part of the promenade. Notice everything's just sorts of meander, and these columns, when they turn blue, they have a lights turning in them. It looks like they're full of water.
Ooh.
So it's very, everything is there it's a stimulus to the senses, but it's not like Carnival used to be where they hit you with everything. This is much more subtle. And I will tell you, the background music, spectacular. Again, looking down at the dining room tables, you can see the distance people have to spend. Just a lovely, lovely place to dine. You couldn't overhear conversations to the next table. I love that. I had no idea. I was sitting behind someone I knew. I didn't know they were there. Sea Brunch. They have a brunch. I'm sorry, it's not closer up. I should have zoomed in. When you're at sea, they have a brunch. There is no charge for this. They have burgers. They have specialty things. They have main dining. You can order almost anything. They had a pancake frittata that they made with berries and other stuff. And they called it 12-hour baked French toast.
Wow.
No syrup needed. It was spectacular.
And the key is they're not trying to upcharge you for this. This is the regular service included with your cruise.
Yes. There are some upcharges. You can upcharge to shrimp. You can upcharge to have lobster at the buffet, but you don't have to. I made it a point not to eat in any a la carte restaurant to see if I would be satisfied. I was much more than satisfied.
Now, Bob, I do have a question. Did you try the huevos rancheros?
No, because I don't like chizos and egos.
Well,
so I don't like queso. We'll find out from our other friends.
No, we're going to find out right now how it's made.
Oh, good. So that's why there was always a line at the cantina for that. I wondered.
Now we know.
It was spectacular. Can you dig it? That's a life-size version of Shaquille O'Neal. He was very popular on the cruise. That it's called Bok Bok, big chicken. Again, I cannot say enough about this for myself. If they ever go public, I'm buying stock because
You didn't get your photo next to the cardboard cutout.
I came up. I stood next to it, but I was taking these pictures myself. So I came up to his pocket scarf. The head of it looked like I had a red teepee on my head. Someone said, "Oh, look at you. You have a little feather on your head." So I said, "Thank you very much."
Let's talk about the pool.
Pool area is spectacular. You have a 2-story tiki bar. And we had 4,400 guests on board. The ship holds about 6,500, I believe. We were operating at about 70% capacity. The pool was never crowded, ever. The pool is beautiful, though. It's well laid out. The 2-story tiki bar to your right is where the band plays, or there's a DJ playing. But if you look back, I'm looking towards the stern, towards the bow of the ship. The top deck is adult only, called Serenity. It is a hideaway from the kids, soft, subtle, gentle music always playing. And I was surprised. I had a very hard time hearing anything going on the pool deck, on the Lido. And the Lido also has a wonderful screen. I didn't measure it, but the clarity is like a 1080 DPI for movies at night. It really was spectacular. So you're not going to be jammed into places. The only place you get crowded is if people always insist on getting to the dining room at 5:45. Get there at 10 after, you're fine. This is a view of the tiki bar, the upper level tiki bar. On this deck around the corner is Guy Fieri's hamburger restaurant. Here is the famous Bolt, in use all the time. At sea when it wasn't raining or lightning, obviously. I thought that would have made it more fun, but that's just my opinion. 40 miles an hour, you control the speed. I think you can get it down as low as 25 miles an hour.
Did you ride it?
Oh, yes, I did. I rode it, and
how do you control the speed?
2 handlebars. One does the speed, and one does the boost. You hit a button for the boost, and you turn it up to 40, and you end up going about 50 miles an hour. You actually get lifted out of the seat.
So there's only one ever running at a time?
One running, yes. Because of safety, they send another one when you are 3/4 of the way through.
I see.
And there's only 2 cars.
Let's take a quick peek at that video.
Okay. If you go full blast, it's 27 seconds. If you slow down, it's 45 to a minute. It's $15, but it's fun.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So, here's the back of the pool.
It's the back of the pool, the infinity pool and things like that. The reason I took this is, and that's my thumb. I'm sorry. I had a new camera phone. But I took a picture to show the wake because it's something you don't see often. That is true color. That's the blue that I saw on this trip.
Wow.
Again, here are there's a lot of hot tubs around, always full, always being used.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
I see.
Yes. And on this deck is Shaquille O'Neal is the Big Chicken, 24/7 ice cream establishment, and that's also the Lido deck. And the Lido's a lot different. The Lido areas, and I don't know if we're going to show the video of it, but it's a very intimate area. They have 2 stations on the port side, 2 stations on the left.
Well, and I see with these, this is in the back of the ship, correct?
Yes, it is. It's on the stern.
So is this an adult only area? What's the situation? Because I see there's kind of an infinity pool situation.
Yeah. No, that is not a children's only. The adult only spa lap pool is on the Serenity deck on deck 18.
I see. Okay, but it's quite a cool area. There's your favorite chicken.
There's my favorite. I love it. I love it, Shaq. If you ever see this, I'm on board. And I was talking their executive chef was on board, a guy named Robert Ryan. I'm going to give him a plug because he was so nice to us answering my questions. He lives in Vegas, and that's where the two are, Vegas and Glendale, California. And there are some coming to Central Florida. They're still in negotiation with some franchisees. And that, I think I fell down. No, that's the end of the video. I pulled my camera down and forgot to turn it off.
Hold on. We'll see
Hey,
what's
it's
next.
amateur. What do you expect?
See what's next. Okay, so tell us more other takeaways while I check to see what other pictures you have here, Bob.
Other takeaways are elevators were very fast. They did have an inhibitor on them where you could only press 3 buttons. So that was preventing the kids from going down and hitting all 18 floors. And actually, there's not 18 floors. They don't have a deck 13, so it's really 17, but it goes from 12 to 14. So elevators were very fast, very lovely. This is coming into San Juan. That is at about 6:45, 7 o'clock. That is the fortress overlooking San Juan, the castle. The sun is hitting the side of it. San Juan, we were the first ship to call in San Juan. Lots of bells and whistles, lots of dignitaries. The governor was there. The mayor of San Juan was there. Also executives. They were not allowed on board, though. This is interesting. This is their screen on the pool, but it talks about what they've done. It started with a formula, and they're talking about the bolt right now. And I'm sorry about moving. I was trying to get it centered, and the ship was rocking.
Hey, this is how we know this is real footage.
Yes.
There I can see people hanging on something on the right side.
Yes,
there.
yes,
What
yes.
is that?
Yes. That's the rope walk. You can walk around the rope walk. On one side, you can walk the plank and go out about 10 feet over the pool, out over the ocean, and that's on deck 19. Then you walk along. You're in a harness. You walk along rickety steps. You go on a slide like a whatchamacallit. You slide from one end to the other.
A zip line.
Sort of like a zip line, but not quite. And you walk along there. It's all netted. It's all secure. You are harnessed in. If you don't want to have children, go on this because the way they harness you, it's going to affect you. But it's really a lot of fun. A lot of kids were doing it. But someone who was 90 did it.
Hey.
Yes, they got her up there and she loved it.
Yeah. Bob. It said Bob.
Yes, it's Bob. Yeah, he did it. I just like this picture. This was at night. Now you can't see anything coming out of the funnel, but this is the funnel with part of the Bolt racetrack silhouetted against it. Again, and this is one picture I happen to like. I like weird things, but I love this circle and it shows the funnel. Shiny, bright, new, and no black on the edge like they normally have, with the bolt running around. They do not run the bolt at night. Okay. Not at this time. They may do it in the future. And again, another shot of the bolt. It's a helix. You get inverted. It's not really a roller coaster, though. You control the speed on a traction track, and the traction moves you along. But for lack of a better terms, it's a roller coaster. Nighttime, pools were filled. Anytime I walked by, there were people in the pool.
I love the lights. I love the lights in the pool. Those are beautiful.
It's fun, and all you hear in the adult pool, the other pool is Marco Polo, because the kids loved it. And what they were doing, they changed the lights. As a kid, one kid would say Marco, they'd have one color light. Someone would say Polo. They changed it. Then it was funny to watch. I took this because there's a lightning storm off to the distance with some flashes of lights that I didn't realize I captured. But it's lovely to have the that's open for everyone to use. I think they could open the restaurant, the big chicken restaurant, a little bit more. But you are close to a bar and you are close to ice cream. The self-service ice cream, vanilla and chocolate, sometimes strawberry in a cone with soft serve. And this is the deck where the pizza place used to be. Another view of the center stage. If you look to the left, the windows are open. At night, a total of a screen drops down. Somewhat for those of you who've been on the Quantum or the that type of ship on Royal Caribbean, same thing, high resolution.
And we have some photos of that coming up in a bit. So now just take a mental note. This is what it looks like during the day, and in a few minutes we'll be back, and you'll see the transformation at night. Okay, what is this?
I want to show you. This is a change for Carnival. This is a restaurant, a bar called the Brass Magnolia. Uh, the two stories, that 1940s palm look. They're great waiters. Attila and Jason were fantastic at that restaurant. I have to shout it out. They saw everything going on and never let you go dry. This is attached to the Brass Magnolia Lounge, where at night 3 people play the electronic violin for 4 hours, and it was just lovely. But I wanted people to see that Carnival has changed. This is Carnival grown up. It's not.
Carnival's grown up with its fans.
Yes, it has. It's not 5 primary colors hitting you in the face all the time. Like, yeah, but that's what it was. It was fun cruise. The fun cruise, and they still have the fun ships. Okay.
This is the welcoming, right?
This is our departure.
Oh, this is
We were
departure.
sailing from Nassau, and they sent out a Junkanoo band. Those boats in the behind are bringing back the last of the people from the Blue Lagoon tour. Warning, the way Carnival ship is built, I was in a cabin, what I call the recess. I liked it because I didn't get as much direct sun. However, for people there, they would come out. I didn't take one picture, but someone was just in a towel and it dropped. And no idea they were looking. Also, the problem is these cabins can look into these cabins. So you want to make sure you work with your Go Travel agent to make sure you get the right cabin. And I'm going to mark them on a deck plan. They have Serenity cabins, which are more for adult only. They also have a group called Havana Suites, which actually have part of the promenade deck to them for privacy. And the Havana bar is really spectacular. It's like old Havana.
Yeah, this is a very interesting style of cabin where
Yes.
you're kind of directly looking at your neighbor over there.
Well, it breaks up the silhouette of the ship. It gives you
Sure.
depth looking at it instead of just having everything there and saying, oh my God, that's just a box. You don't see a box when you look at Carnival. I took this picture because it is on the main theater. They have gone are the really enormous glitzy productions with the feathers and the bows and all this other stuff. And they've gotten it down to eight very, very good performers. But this is the digital screen that evolves and it follows the story. This was called Broadway, this show. So it was a lot of songs about Broadway. I took some videos, but they were too choppy. I didn't have my tripod with me, and I just could not get a focus. But I did take a picture of that. The clarity is spectacular. It is very 3-dimensional, and the performers are great. And for what's nice about this, very comfortable ship seats, good sight lines, and it's not massive. They do five or six shows of the same show, so everyone can get in.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yes,
You always have a chance to
always have a chance to see it.
Okay. What do we have here? It's a mystery. Oh, we have a show.
Okay.
Is Center Stage Band.
Yes, the Center Stage Band, they are always there, except when the jugglers and things like that are there.
Now, is this the same room where you had the windows before?
Yes, that's the curtain. That is the screen that becomes the curtains.
Wow,
the curtain that becomes the screen. And the setup for it, they have an enormous setup. There's 3 people in the booth just setting this up. So it really is spectacular. Seating on the floor for those that are the real gung-ho people. And you always saw the same people sitting there, always having fun.
Let's see here. Oh, there they are.
Yep.
Is this the one we saw?
We saw this one. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw that one too.
Okay. What else, Bob, that you didn't get to capture?
Well, I didn't get a picture of my cabin, but for those of you who've sailed on Royal Caribbean ships, I would say the cabin is about a foot wider than that. And I noticed that because of the proximity of the bed to the wall. I will say on this ship, this is the buffet and Lido at night. I just was walking through, trying to capture it. We're coming up on, this is on the port side of the ship, which is the left side facing forward. These are the 2 stations. And then they have an alleyway where there's salads and cakes and things. leading through there.
Any notes on how the buffet was run? It's basically the standard situation.
Buffet standard situation, breakfast,
You're being
lunch, dinner.
served.
You hold your plate. They put it on your plate, but you do self-serve a lot of the side dishes and the desserts. That's probably changed this week. I don't know. But if you notice, this setup and on the side, these little vignette areas are perfect. There is no, if someone drops a plate, you don't hear it 100 feet away. It's quiet. You can have a conversation. You can talk to people. And I will say the crew, lovely, always talking to you, always greeting you. If they've served you once and you go back, they get a demerit if they don't know your name. If you say, hey, you didn't know my name, they know your name. And we weren't wearing tracking devices or anything. They just remember their name. Again, a seating area. And now that area you saw for the dining was duplicated on the other side. And again, the corridor that goes through is desserts, salads, etc. So yeah, it's very nice. High tops, low tops, constantly cleaning, constantly cleaning.
And is there food available in the evening after a certain hour? Is there is there a spot where you can get something if you're hungry?
24-hour pizza made in beautiful, not brick ovens because they don't have fire on the ship, but 24-hour pizza ovens that are outstanding. We had pizza every night at about 10, and then if we didn't want to sleep, about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. This is the Tiki Bar at night by the Lido pool area. I was just walking through, heading back to my cabin. I was on the forward ship. But yes, you can get food. Breakfast, room service is included. You do have to pay for other things. And that's because you can basically walk to there. What we would do is we would get some pieces of fruit and maybe some cookies in a bowl from the buffet and leave them in our cabin so we had something to nibble on. If we really wanted something, we went to get pizza. I'm going to give you one advice. It's Pepsi products, which is strange because Carnival was Coca-Cola forever. So just fair warning, we brought on a 12-pack and we got another 12-pack of Diet Coke in San Juan. So we were happy. But they don't have the machine that lets you choose 75 flavors. That's the one thing I have to say on that. It's they're very limited as to what you can get from the dispensary or the bar, and you can't get cans. You have to get it in a glass.
So for those Coca-Cola product lovers,
bring them on board.
Bring them on board. Bring them on
and
board.
Plan on buying a 12-pack. Another thing, you can bring water on, but they do not allow anything in plastic to be brought on board, such as for drinks. So if you're bringing on drinks, you either bring on Perrier in a bottle or something in a bottle. No plastic soda, no plastic water. Same thing for Coke. You have to be in an aluminum can. It's for their environmental protection.
So here's that pizza that you were talking about.
Yes, here they are. Hand tossed. You have it made to order if you want. I like certain things on the pizza. They say, what do you want? It's done in 4 to 5 minutes. Always a line here. This was taken in the daytime because that's why I have all the glare and the light behind me, because on the other side, to the right, is a whole outdoor area for eating pizzas, drinking, bars out there.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice. And I like the promenade because when you walk around the promenade, it's not a straight run. There are little barriers. So you'll walk.
Oh, look at them.
Have a
They're
barrier.
waving. They're waving.
Yes, there. I had them wave. Hand tossing the pizza. Beyond that is the panini shop. That's open till 11 o'clock at night. About a dozen pre-made paninis plus custom-made items for you. Always popular.
And is the panini place also always open
it's
or
free? No, it's only open till 11 o'clock at night.
Okay, but that's still, hey,
yes,
if you ate it,
pretty good.
If you ate at 6 o'clock, you need a little
right
snack. It's still plenty of time.
Exactly.
Nice
wonderful food, very, very fast service. They can't do enough for you.
And where else? Now you're going to take us on a further adventure here. Where are we going,
yes,
Bob?
Well, I'm showing you the Vespa that's outside of the pizza restaurant. This is Carnival's shiny moment, I call it. It's a 2-story staircase with mirrors and lights and diffracted lights and frosted lights and lights that change with a champagne glass in the middle. I just stopped on the Vespa. I don't know why, but I did. Here we go. We're
You're
moving.
not
The
the
Vespa's
first. A lot of
moving.
people are taking pictures next to that
Yeah.
Vespa. I've been seeing
Here's the
it.
column of glass, 2 stories tall. It reflects around there. This was a spot that every night before dinner from about 4:30 on, families were lined up having pictures taken there.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm seeing it goes from deck 8 to deck 7. This reminded me very much of MSC's Swarovski staircase, the glittery staircase they have on their ships. Now I'm going over to the seafood restaurant. Again, if you don't have reservations before, you're not going to go. It's the Sea Grill. The chef is a guy named Rudy. I cannot remember his last name, but he was the executive chef on Holland America. And he came to them and said, I want to do a seafood restaurant for you. The raves of it were spectacular. And I want to show you a picture of some of the plates that they had specially designed. If I had guts, I would have taken one because they're so cute.
Oh,
There are
those
all
are
sorts of images.
adorable.
See the lobster.
Oh,
So, and here's,
super cute.
again, different looks, very tight. Reservations done from 5:30 till 9. Nothing was available. I think this is an option that they should extend on the Carnival celebration that they're building. This and the steak restaurant were the two really popular ones. Pool area at night, again, I did this and I was hoping the clarity of the video would be better, but this was like watching a TV on a 1080 DPI screen with no distortion in the color or things. You couldn't even see the pixels even when you got up close. Over to the left, to the right, the 2-story tiki bar. Over above that, to the left of the right of the screen is the Bolt chain, but there's always people there. This area had 2 jacuzzis that were always filled, plus a small waiting pool, and then this pool. But it was never crowded. Never ever crowded.
I love the fact that they're available in the evening because
Yes.
historically a lot of cruise ships like to shut them after 5 p.m. and it's just beautiful sometimes to just be in that hot tub in the evening. I'm a big fan. I'm the last one there and I'm the first one in the morning.
And there are lifeguards.
Oh.
Always a lifeguard in attendance. Oh, here we are coming into San Juan. You can't hear it, but this little shrill tugboat at 6:30 in the morning came alongside and started playing. At one point, they played Despacito, and then they had their own horns and tooting. But we got into San Juan an hour ahead of when we were scheduled. So we had a helicopter circling. Some boats were shooting, off their cannons. But this boat met us outside and escorted us in.
That's a spectacular view.
It's a lovely view of Old San Juan. And let me tell you about San Juan. San Juan 10 years ago was a little sketchy in some areas. I cannot believe how San Juan has changed so much for the better. They've painted almost all their buildings. It is what Havana could be. That's the one thing. It's what Havana could be. And it was lovely.
Now, Bob, I just want to do a quick peek because we have some advisors, Jeannie and Craig, who are currently on board. You disembarked on Saturday and then they jumped on.
Yes.
And so just a little sneak peek at some of their highlighted photos. This is that same set is this the main theater or which theater is this?
This is Central Stage.
Central Stage, the one that's kind of in the middle of the ship.
Yes.
That transitions between the windows.
Yes, the windows transition. Again, a good example of what the shows are like.
Sure. And then I think that's just another version of it. Just how different it looks with those screens. It's really neat. And then Chibang?
Yes, Chibang, the Chinese and Mexican restaurant.
Well, what I thought was cool is if you note at the top, your table is ready. That comes from the app.
Yes,
so
it does.
Maybe you can talk a little bit about the app because I think it's spectacular.
If you don't have a smartphone, get a smartphone. Everything is done on the Carnival app, from dinner reservations to shore excursion reservations, everything. They send you a notice, your table is ready. You have 10 minutes, your table is ready. The app has everything, the menus. It has the deck plans. Where do I need to go? It walks you through the ship. It really is a great device. Now, I upgraded my Wi-Fi also. I was getting streaming video. I could download things. Matter of fact, I did a live chat last week using my phone because the speed with the connectivity was so good. But definitely, you need to do everything.
The key is this is not your Carnival of the 80s.
No.
This is just a whole new technologically advanced experience. Also with the liquid gas. I mean, just all of this. Now, what I found cool about this is Jeannie had pointed out that just by hovering your hand over, so it's touchless for getting some of the beverages. Did you participate in this, Bob?
I did on some of it, but they were always cleaning the machines. So you'd forget. The normal thing is to hit the white button. But yes, I did use the other one at times. That's one of the service things. Again, okay, the infinity pool, that is very early. That's late afternoon or early morning, I think. Here's Shaquille O'Neal's chicken. There's the sandwich.
So that's pretty cool. You can put your hand. So not only can you stand next to Shaq, but you can also compare your hand size. That's pretty neat. So, and like Bob says, this chicken is super, super popular, super tasty.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
What about this? The Heroes Tribute Lounge.
That Heroes Tribute Lounge is on the back of the ship. It's a small lounge located on the aft starboard side. It's a sports bar and things like that. It pays tribute to the military, to the United States military, to the heroes of the United States military. Lots of lovely pictures. It can be very emotional because there are some pictures of people greeting each other, and it's not just most recent incidents that we've been involved in. It goes back pretty far, but it is a lovely tribute to heroes. Some of you might remember 20 years ago, a captive from Iran and a POW who had been in Iran actually christened one of the Carnival ships.
Oh,
that was
I think that's a lovely sentiment.
It is.
Carnival had put this on board. This is just beautiful. So and it acts as a sports bar, relaxation lounge type of thing.
Yes.
Okay. So here's an example of what you see on your phone for checking, I guess. If you want to go,
they checked in.
You can check the wait time.
Yes, you can check the wait time. You can check in. It'll tell you, you have a 10-minute wait. You have a 20-minute wait. What's nice is you don't have to stand there and wait for number 72. You don't have to wait for it. There's nothing buzzing in your pocket. Well, it does buzz in your pocket when the reservation comes through. But there they were checking in for the brunch. I know who that is. I can tell that head. That's Craig.
Yes, Craig is there enjoying the infinity area. So we saw a bunch of your videos, but it was just kind of fun to see.
I love this. These are great pics. These are more up close. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And then there was a game show as well. Looks like Family Feud Live.
Family Feud. It was.
Did you participate in any of the game shows, Bob?
Absolutely not. No. I like my dignity.
And then this is the new port over
that is not. That is. Oh,
I want to say Cozumel.
This. Oh yes, this is Cozumel. I'm pretty sure it is. Yes. I know it's Western Caribbean because that's the cruise they're on now. I'm pretty sure it's Cozumel.
Yes. So just
the little village. Yes.
A look at that, and then also just another look out the back there. It's just it's gorgeous. That I think I would be hanging out in that back pool area all day long. It just looks beautiful. Then you get a perfect view.
Well, that's the water being kicked up from the propellers or the azimuths that are getting ready to steer the ship away.
Sure. Well, so that's the end of the pictures. We're going to exit here in a minute with a beautiful little inspirational video that takes you around the Mardi Gras. But in the meantime, any other key takeaways that everybody should know before heading out on Mardi Gras?
Key takeaways. Either carry your luggage off the ship early or wait and disembark late. We had 8 o'clock disembarkation and they were still using porters to unload the luggage. I made a comment on that. That's a flaw that should not happen. transporters should be available to help people. There were many people in wheelchairs. And about wheelchairs, ship's fully accessible, easy to get anywhere with a wheelchair. But if you need an accessible cabin, you need to book it early. So the only drawback was getting off the ship, and that can be fixed. That can be fixed. But otherwise, spectacular. Check-in was a breeze, even though I had to have the COVID test. And flow on the ship. That's what I really can say. There are very few bottlenecks on the ship. Very few.
And then, like you say, during your cruise, it was masks were not required.
Yes,
and then from Saturday, bam, it changed again. So it just keeps on changing. We just have to go with the flow. If you're traveling, you just need to go with what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Be ready for change. If you're ready for change, you're going to have a fabulous time, and you just go with it because, hey, we're cruising again. So roll with it. And if you're not ready to travel yet, it's okay. Take some time,
fun.
Relax.
Plan though for next year.
Exactly.
Don't wait.
Exactly. Get your booking in. All the cruise lines are doing fantastic types of rulings where if you have to move things, they're being flexible. They're adjusting. They want you to be able to cruise if they understand that maybe it's not right for you at any given point in time. And if you have to shift it over, you can shift it. So just talk with your travel advisor. Make sure you understand what those rules are when you book, and but get your space in, because prices are going to go up. So at least you can lock in those good rates, lock in your space so that if you're ready to go, you can go.
Be ready. And get your passport renewed.
Get your passport renewed. Fantastic. Well, thanks everybody for joining us this week. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jeannie and Craig, who are cruising right now, but have supplied us some pictures. Thank you. And we will see you next week for Tuesday Travel Chat. In the meantime, let's take another look at Carnival's brand new Mardi Gras. Bye.
Bye.